Greeting, sorry. Uh, Greetings, everyone. This is me again, Zahra Bazak, to help you leave Islam. So more on the Quran ayats here. I've made notes. Going to show you what Abraham has said here in. Oh, it doesn't go at the top. So this is the ayat, the main ayat, Surah Anam, sixth surah of the Quran, 81 chapter. Oh, sorry, 81 ayat. And how should I fear what you associate while you do not fear that you have associated with Allah, that for which He has not sent down to you any authority? So, which of the two parties has more right to security if you should know? Okay, so today's topic is problem with Quran, Surah 6, Ayat 81 or Ayah 81, singular. One, Allah worshippers are more entitled to security than the polytheists. And I just read out the ayat right now. So let's look at this ayat. I hope I haven't made any mistakes here about this ayat. And even if I have, not it doesn't make much of a difference, because what I need to show you is that polytheists worshipping, don't, they say that we worship them because Allah wills that we worship these other gods and all. Ram Ram. Zahra ji, have you read the Pew Research report that 1.2 crore Muslims have left Islam in India? Oh, wow. No, I haven't. Thank you for the good news. Ram Ram ji, welcome here. And thank you for being here. No, I have not. Sorry. I'll read it later. That's great news. Thank you for the great news. God bless you much. Always. Okay. So if let's suppose I make a mistake here somewhere, right? About this ayat even that they are not entitled. Who are because they're no. Let's say I make a mistake like in something I got it wrong here, right? To security about the security thing. Still, I have to tell you that in my series, I've proven that even against Tawheed through Quran ayats. Jerome says, hello, sister. Hello, brother. Welcome here again. And thank you for being here, Jerome. God bless you much. Always. So that's really nice. Two of them, you are here. Thank you so much. Okay, let's say I make some mistake, right? And I'm a little bit wary about this. But then, okay, I will, you can correct me, but I just want to show you how it's very difficult, so just bear with me, please. Yes, and according to report, Ram 3.4 crore Muslims are not sure that that there is any Quranic Allah. Wow, yeah, amazing, amazing. Yes, so this, Ram, if sometimes in the corner of some mind or heart of mine, these polytheists worshipping Allah from the Quran, it's like I couldn't get it, right? So in retrospect, also this will make clear um, coming this way what Abraham has said, the father of monotheism, in the Quran ayats, and proving what he said and what is stated here in the Quran ayats wrong uh, for the polytheists against what the Quran ayats say against polytheists. So coming this way now, do you get it? Like contradiction, or is it contradiction, or crookedness, contradiction in ways like I will show you in my reasoning and the reasoning God has used, and then going against that, finding other Quranites against polytheism, like that. But now I've chosen this particular ayat that I read out in the beginning of my live stream, Surah Anam ayat 81. Now, contradiction or crookedness, not being able to grasp the one God worshipper thing, worship point. So, on Allah being your only security, okay, now being your only security because the polytheists were lying and they, without knowing, they haven't estimated Allah, and they've taken other gods with them, which is blasphemy, which is terrible, which is a lie they've given to this one supreme creator, right? So that's why they don't deserve the security from this Allah, as I now understand. Al Imran verse 80, 80. So, no, 81, 81. Here also 80, what is it? So I'll be coming to 80, but just now the intro, let's see what I've put in the introduction. Sorry, it's a bit hard and it's a bit messed up, my notes even, so please bear with me. Now we start. I hope you understand what I'm trying to get at. If not now, in the end, it will be hopefully clearer. Okay? So we're going. Surah Maida at 76 say, would you worship beside God powerless idols who can neither harm you nor benefit you? God is hearer, omniscient. So here the ayat say God is powerless. Another ayat, Surah 7 ayat 188, say, I have no power. Now the messenger, some messenger saying, see, I have no power to benefit myself. He can't benefit himself or harm myself. Only God wills happens to me. If I knew the future, I would have increased my wealth and no harm would have afflicted me. If so, a messenger is saying this, not the idol. I am no more than a warner and a bearer of good news for those who believe. This is Prophet Muhammad saying. So even he has no power to benefit himself or harm himself. So then why have messengers? Have you ever asked yourself as a Muslim? I did. Like, why have messengers to guide us when you could have given a guidance to every one of us? And then I found Surah Sajda 13, where God says, your soul, I haven't given you guidance in your soul. So that's the problem he's made. But that's another thing, right? Then Surah 10, ayat 18 here, they worship beside God idols that possess no power to harm them or benefit them. Again, same thing for the idols and the messengers. What the messenger said here in Surah Araf, 7th chapter of the Quran, ayat 188. And what's the use? Isn't it the same like, okay, trying to get my closer. See, I haven't gotten myself quite ready for this. Jerome says, I saw Omar bin Al Khattab kissing the black stone. Okay, okay. Surah 5 at 76 is similar to Jami at Tirmidhi, 860. Tirmidhi or Tirmidhi, I think it should be. So, Jerome, if please you would concentrate on this very, it's a, I don't think this is kissing this, yeah, the kissing of the stone, but that's for now. The Shias won't take this hadith. So first, I'll get when I get to the Shias, then you can, or uh, the Sunnis. But this is overall for every one of us, Shia, Sunni, Quran only people. So Muslims, okay. Okay, so here we have they worship besides God idols that possess no power to harm them or benefit them. And they say these are our intercessors. at God, with God. These are intercessors with God. So sorry, I've taken from this website and they've made a mistake. Above ayats provided by this website, Quran toplog.com. Be he glorified, he is the most high, far above needing partners, meaning, so I just had to correct them here because I looked at the Surah Yunus ayat 18, the other translators. Glory be to him. He is most high. So then we have Surah Baqarah ayat. So you see, with the polytheists, like they've taken now, these are our intercessors with God, and they worship besides God idols that possess no power to harm or benefit them. You'll see later how why Abraham built that house of security. Has it come? Surah Baqarah at 165 says, and yet no. And yet among the people are those who take other than Allah as equals to him, and they love them as they should love Allah. This is already not important for this topic. They will be certain that all power belongs to Allah and that Allah is severe in punishment. So they've done wrong. All power belongs to Allah, and the power they give to their idols is wrong because they have no power to benefit or harm them. Many ayats like this here, I've just read out some of them. Even the messenger says himself, Prophet Muhammad, Surah Araf ayat 188, then why have messengers? And then here again, Allah says severe, threatens them with a severe punishment because, they've given powers to their idols, maybe praying to their idols, and they think the idols have the power to answer, be intercessors between God, or like Surah Zumar ayat 3, where they say we worship these awliyas who bring us close to Allah. So then he says, now noteworthy is again the power belongs to Allah. Al Quwwata, the word ayat in the ayat used is Al Quwwata in Arabic, which again we come back to to see Surah 81 ayat 20, Rasul Kareem, who is possessor of power, the same word used, root word Quwwata, Quwwatin for him, with the owner of the throne secure. So if you remember, I did that polytheist against what for polytheism. I've destroyed through the Quranites, finding Quranites that helped me destroy um, ayats against polytheists, taking this ayat in Surah 81. Okay, now let's go with the harder way, right? So, Abraham needed help from Allah to be certain of faith. Surah Anam 6, the Surah of the Quran, 75 ayat. And thus do we show Abraham the realm of the heavens and the earth, that he would be among the certain in faith, right? We show Abraham. So he was shown the realm of the heavens and the earth to become certain of faith. Remember, I did this in my previous live stream, right? Then Surah 6, again, the same Surah at 79, we jump to. I have turned my face inquiringly to him who originated heaven and earth. I am no associator, says Abraham, meaning. Then going to the next ayat in Surah Anam 80, his people argued with him. He said, are you arguing with me concerning Allah while he has guided me? So showing him the realms of the heavens and the earth. Then they say, contemplate, reflect, use your mind, but God helped him see the realms of heavens and earth, and more than contemplation and reflection, it is, and using your mind. So God has guided me. So I was confused in this. I do not fear, now continuing with the ayat Surah Anam ayat 80. I do not fear what you associate with him. I do not fear what you associate with him, unless my Lord should wish for me for something else. Wish for something else. So this is not a decisive argument against the idol worshippers. But he says, I do not, God has guided me, but God doesn't guide you directly, mind you. So he guides his chosen servants only to have them guide you, right? Quran ayats on this, Surah Anam ayats that I haven't brought here, and other ayats. God has guided the chosen ones who then guide you, and you have to follow these chosen ones for guidance. God, uh, God only directly guides these chosen ones. So if you've been confused about this as a Muslim, now know about this. Because in Surah Sajda, also ayat 13, God says, I haven't guided the souls yourselves. And there are other ayats in the Quran which say that God guides, follow their guidance. I think it's in Surah Anam that I haven't brought here, unfortunately. Again, I missed an ayat, very, very important one, because I didn't want to go into details of this, explaining too much about the guidance. So if you've ever been confused as a Sunni or something, saying that seek means of approach, now that Rasulullah has brought methods and the Quran, and which are in the Quran, like 5 times, well, 5 times prayers, I don't know, but how to pray is in his Sunnah, how to pray in his Hadiths, in his Sirat, but not in the Quran, how to pray those 5 times obligatory prayers, which are very important for you. Then, okay, 80 ayat of Surah Anam, I do not fear what you associate with him. Okay, unless my Lord should wish for something else. Okay, my Lord comprises everything in knowledge. Will you not be reminded? So, if you don't have knowledge of this, so kind of a crooked ayat part of this. Like, unless my Lord should wish for something else, not a decisive argument against the polytheists. But I do not fear what you associate with him. Anyways, then later we see that Abraham does fear some angels who came to him or something. In the Quran ayats, I'll show you. Now we come to this main uh, ayat. Hazrat, oops, S. I always do this, sorry, mistake I make. Hazrat, it's not Hasrat, it's Hazrat. Abraham says, so which of the two parties have more right to security? Dot, dot, dot. Meaning, Allah provides security. Allah provides security, ayat 81. Okay. So, meaning in this ayat that Allah provides security for those who believe in His oneness and Him alone and do not associate anyone with Him. Okay, this much I hope I've understood the ayat in on, right? So, again, Surah Anam ayat 81. I read out, and how should I fear what you associate, while you do not fear that you have associated with Allah that for which He has not sent down to you any authority. So, meaning you don't fear, you lie, and you don't fear that, and you give lie to such a great, like such a true, manifest truth about Allah, Haqq, the truth, right, that you lie against. So I understand that. I understand what he's trying to say, but I don't agree to it. So which of the two parties has more right to security? Because you've lied and all this, so you should not expect security from Allah, the one you've lied against, that supreme truth that you've lied against. If you should know, if you should know. So he also lied and he broke their idols and all this. You can see in the other ayats. So what is now in this ayat? Abraham means who is more entitled to security, but those who worship one God and do not associate anyone with him, without authority being sent down, because no authority has been sent down. And since God has not even sent authority for associating with him. But you see in the other things like messenger, wali, Surah Maida 55, you'll see how there are associations with them, and you would say not in its divinity. Well, that I've done earlier on, live streams, Quran ayats, through Quran ayats showing that association with him is there here in Surah 81 ayat 20. Very direct one. But no, it doesn't say that this one is associated with me, but it says with the Lord of the throne. So now working it out, and let's see where we get, right? That it's okay. They are not lying. And even in Islam, there is association with Allah in many ways. You will come to see through the Quran ayats I'm showing you. When it's absolutely necessary, then the hadiths I take. Surah Anam ayat 82, they who believe and do not mix their belief with injustice, like they're doing all this injustice, they're being zalim, cruel, right? Giving a lie to Allah by having idols with Him, associating with Him, and think they have the power, those associates with God. Those will have security. So these who believe, believers have security and they are rightly guided. But rightly guided not through Allah alone now. The messengers will guide them. Let me show you. Now, footnote 1 says, Quran.com, thank you. Specific, no, no, special, specifically the association of others in divinity with Allah. In divinity with Allah. So we'll see about that, right? Specifically, the association of others in divinity with Allah. Now, I've proven this wrong in my previous live stream through Quran ayats. So, contradiction between this ayat, Surah 681. Now, I'm going to show you between these ayats. So, Surah 6148 ayat. Those who associated others with God will say, had Allah willed, we would not have associated others with Him, nor would have our forefathers, nor would we have prohibited anything. Likewise, those before them disbelieved until they tasted our chastisement. So they're saying, no, no, these are liars. So, but the associators, the mushrik, are saying, mushrikeen, that we would not have associated had Allah not like given us authority or permitted us. Willing meaning. This is what they're saying. Had Allah not willed, it's not in that way which the Muslims take that Allah had, the ayat say that if Allah had not willed, you would have not gone astray. Not like that. Or no harm would have, Allah would have willed, no harm would have come to you. It's not like that. Here in this verse, Surah Anam at 148, they mean that Allah permits them, Allah has sent down authority to them. And they have signs and all this from Allah. Or maybe even Allah came down as a human being. We don't know, but it's not clear. And it doesn't do justice much to the, no, not at all, to the polytheists in the Quran. I've shown you time and again. Surah 26, ayat 108 says, so fear Allah and obey me. This is one of the messengers saying. Now, you see? So what I said earlier on was that directly you cannot be guided. You have to fear Allah. Okay, yes. You against Allah you have no security. Like you should fear Allah. That you speak the truth, obey the messenger sent down. Why not one of those polytheist polytheists who they worship. Why not obey them? So, how come these messengers have more proof that God has guided them to guide us and obey them, obey the command of Allah through them? So, fear Allah and obey me. So, this is on that point why I brought these ayats down here, put it in my notes. Surah 26, ayat 108, footnote, right? To just make it sure for the Muslims. The words fear Allah are therefore skipping some and starting from the bold letters here in black. The words fear Allah are therefore a warning that every hearer should clearly understand the consequences of rejecting the message of a messenger or of disobeying his commands. So, in other words, fear Allah and fear the messenger also, right? Because he's the evidence here of Allah and conveying the commands and all this. I don't know how to say it, but it's, in other words, what security do you have? Yes, you have the security to fear Allah and obey the messenger. Can't say it properly. Surah 26, ayat 163. I apologize for that. So fear Allah and obey me again in another surah. So what's the difference like? But you have security. You have security from other ways, you have security, but outside agents. Look, then again, these awliyas, they worship in Surah Zumar ayat 3, it's mentioned against the polytheists. Don't they also pray for you and bring you near to Allah? Intercession. So, like that, right? So, what's the difference? Surah 11, ayat 70, let's see what it says. Then he perceived that their hands could not reach it. Abraham perceived that their hands could not reach it. He mistrusted them. And do you know who they are? Oh, you have to complete this, but I wanted to. He mistrusted them. Abraham mistrust. And who has come to Abraham now? And what message? With what message? No, no, right now, directly, Allah has not come to Abraham or spoken to him, or, you know, it's always some angel coming down. But only once Allah helped him directly. I'll come to that ayat when they wanted to burn him, the idol worshippers. So the confusion, do you see how Abraham says, like, believing in one God? In what manner? That there are not two gods? Even that I proved wrong from the Quranites. And Surah 81, Ayah 20. So when he perceived that their hands could not reach it, he mistrusted them. Goodness gracious, this is like, what is this? And felt afraid of them. So Abraham tells the associates, polytheists, that, you know, I'm not afraid of your gods and all this because you've lied. That's what you would say. But now these angels of God have come here and he's mistrusting them and is afraid of them. Like, should a godly person who's so God conscious be afraid of someone other than Allah? So he mistrusts them. He can't even trust them. What kind of a one God is this that sends to Abraham his angels, and Abraham can't recognize them? But in the Bible, it's different. Abraham, we say that he recognized them by their eyes, by their looks. Here it says he mistrusted them and felt afraid of them. Now, why should Abraham feel afraid of them? You could be right in another way, saying that, oh, Abraham, in that verse, that of course he doesn't fear those who give a lie to Allah and their associate gods. They don't have any power to harm or benefit. But the followers did, and they tried to burn Abraham. So, and there he wasn't afraid at all. You could say that. But now come here and see that why did he feel afraid? They said, "Do not be afraid. We have been sent to the people of Lot." Jerome says everything in Quran was crooked and is crooked. Yes, Jerome, you're right about that. Now, sorry, so this will also, Abraham is wrong. So Jews, Christians, it's all, I've proven all of them wrong in one go. Although I've read the Bible about this, Abraham recognizes them. But because even the Christians and the Jews say polytheism is niches and this and that, we'll see about that, right? I think everyone I've gotten in through these Quran verses, all Jews, Christians, and Muslims. Not in the story where Abraham recognizes these three men who come to him. Okay, the story's in a bit different, different than this. Now Abraham feels afraid. Now we're told in another footnote 1. Need I read out some? Okay, just to read, just for your understanding on Surah 11, ayat 70. Footnote 1 from on this, felt afraid of them. Abraham felt afraid. Some commentators are of the view that Prophet Abraham was afraid of them because of their refusal to eat his meal. He had concluded that they had come to him with some evil intention. For according to, sorry, I crack up. For according to the Arab tradition, if some strangers refused hospitality, what? Abraham was an Arab or was he Jewish? Huh? Abraham was not Arab, an Arab. Okay, maybe he was in Arabia when this happened, and they think it's Hajar, Bibi Hajra, Hagar, and not Sarah. So, but in the Bible, it's Sarah, not Hagar, Hajar, Hajra. If some strangers refused hospitality, now this is completely out of. So they came to Arabia. Okay, it meant that they had not come as guests, but as enemies to plunder. But this view is not supported by the succeeding verse. Anyhow, so this felt afraid of them. First of all, Abraham should not feel afraid of anyone. Being that man, we're told in another ayah that he was not even afraid of the fire they were going to put him in. And there's a hadith, they say, in the hadith, that Jibril wanted to help him and came, archangel, Bible, Christian and Jews take him as the archangel. But he said, no, no, no. My Lord alone will help me. And that's one of the rare cases. Okay, like that. So he should not be afraid, even whatever the reason be here, that he would be afraid of these who have come to him and mistrusted them. He's a man of God. He should know the angels would come to him and he should recognize those angels. In the Bible, it says he recognizes them when he goes close to them or something like this. Surah 51, ayat 28. Then he became afraid of them. In another ayat also, in another surah, it's recorded. Again, Abraham, you see this? Then he became afraid of them. They said, "Fear not," and announced to him the good news of a birth of a boy, the birth of a boy endowed with knowledge. He shouldn't be afraid. Footnote 1, why have I bold put it? So here, just for our understanding, that is Quran.com. Thank you, Abul Ala Maudud's footnote. That is, when they did not stretch out their hands for food, the Prophet Abraham became afraid in his heart. The reason for this fear could be that in see, it's not crooked, it's not explained in the Quran ayat. It's left you in the lurch, like they explain here. The reason for in the footnotes, this reason for this, the reason for this fear could be that in tribal life, the strangers going to a house and avoiding food. Okay, in the ancient tribal life, but Arabian, no. And avoiding food used to be an indication that they had come with an evil design. But most probably, when they refrained from food, the prophet Abraham realized that they were angels who had come in human guise. And since the angels came in human guise only on extraordinary occasions, he became afraid that they must have come in that guise on some dreadful mission. Why should he be afraid? And we are told that, he was so compassionate that he was praying to God, oh, don't punish them. And he prayed for his father, Azar, uncle, idol worshiper. Shia say uncle, whom he used to call father. So that's why in the Quran ayat it comes like that. Otherwise, you're not supposed to. Quran ayat says no to any other to pray for the idol worshippers. So he was afraid. Why should he be afraid? He should say, like in that Quran ayat, I have nothing to fear. You have to fear. I'm entitled to security. All the believers are entitled to security because we believe in that one supreme Allah who is the best protector, the best provider, the best uh, helper. Believers rely on Allah alone. And we see he's fearing in these two ayahs we find in the Quran, different surahs. Then, okay, these angels refuse. So my mind went to another point here. Angels refuse food. Allah says here in Surah Dhariyat 57 ayat, I do not want from them any provision, nor do I want them to feed me. Who is saying it? I think an angel is saying this, a messenger cannot say this. God cannot say this. God may say this, but maybe an angel is saying this because in Surah, the next ayat, after this is, indeed, it is Allah who is the continual provider, the firm possessor of strength. Zu Quwwat, right? Again, Surah Takwir, right? So that angel that called Rasul Kareem in Surah Takwir, ayat 19 is and 20 is the possessor of strength with the owner of the throne, secure. So even he wouldn't want food. You see, the angels didn't even have food. So this ayat could be for the angels are saying, I do not want from them any provision, men and angels, or because indeed it is Allah who is the continual provider, and the messenger could not, could say that I don't want food from these jinns and men. Allah is my provider. He provides food for me from heaven, like He provided for Maryam, but it could also be angels. But what is the point? I just wanted to put this point in. Uh, refused food, Allah says here, and this messenger says, I do not want from them any provision. Or does Allah say this? Nor do I want them to feed me. Because the next ayat says, indeed, it is Allah who is the continual provider, the firm possessor of strength. Anyhow, I've forgotten now the more in-depth points that I wanted to bring out here. I can't remember. That's why when I do these notes, I want to come quickly before I forget what else to do justice. So, not only Allah, but angels don't have food. Okay? Surah 41, ayah 31. We angels were your allies in worldly life and are so in the hereafter. And you will have therein whatever your souls desire, and you will have therein whatever you request for. So angels also come down with good news, I think. or they tell, no, no, no. When you go up there in the year after somewhere, when you reach the year after, the angels tell you this. So now the angels convey the meaning, the good news to you also. So, like, couldn't all be one? Like, you see the association here, like angels are your allies, your Oliyakum, your Oliya. So couldn't those whom they associate with Allah, couldn't they be like angels in human form? Huh? Abrahamic religion. He mistrusted them and felt afraid of them. They said, do not be afraid. Where's the footnote here? Angels in human form here, whom these associators know are angelic, are like what they call avatars or something like this. Now in Hinduism, or God coming down, like the Christians say that Jesus came down. So why are you blaming the polytheists? You see here, the visitors of Abraham came, three men came. You know, if I could just cut myself here, the notes, and go to the Bible. I hope they don't give me, because the Christian site, right here. No copyrights infringement intended, BibleGateway.com. So this is in Genesis 18, the three visitors, 18, Genesis, okay? The Lord appeared to Abraham near the Lord appeared to Abraham. And look what the Christians say against the polytheists also, right? No, no, no. They can't. Krishna, no. No, no, no. The even female deities, no, no, no. Demonic, demonic, right? Like from the Quran, but these Arab Christians on, you can see, huh? Only Jesus Christ. The Lord appeared to Abraham near the great trees of Mamre while he was sitting at the entrance to his tent in the heat of the day. Who are the three visitors? Abraham looked up and saw three men standing nearby. When he saw them, he hurried. Could it be Brahma, Vishnu, Trinity of the Hindus, and Shiva? No, no, I don't think they'd come to Abraham. So Abraham looked up and saw three men standing nearby. When he saw them, he hurried from the entrance of his tent to meet them. So no copyrights infringement, trade with ultra. Sorry about these uh, ads here below. I hope I don't get any copyrights infringement here on YouTube. So you see, he went close to them. Now that you have come to your servant very well, they answered. They answered. So Lord came to him, and there are three people. And who are these three people who came to them in human form? And he went near them where the eyes. I just want to show you. I've read it right, right? No misunderstanding. He said, if I have found favor in your eyes, my Lord, do not pass your servant by. Like this, what in the Quran you would say, oh, yes, servant of Allah, Abdullah. Bible, yes, we will stick to our Quran. Please don't do that. Let a little water be brought. So how he recognized it, looked up and saw three men standing nearby. When he saw them, he hurried from the entrance of his tent to meet them and bowed, sorry, not bowed, that's a bow and arrow, and bowed low to the ground. Because I don't know how he recognized them. You see, he didn't fear them. Here. Sorry about the no copyrights infringement intended. Can't. I mean, I don't. Oops, what have I done? Inactive tabs. Okay, I just tried to put that ad off, but so I've just, deleted. the Bible Gateway. Thank you so much. Deleted the website from my tab. Okay, back to this, back here to my notes. Hope you find this interesting. And not only that, but seriously looking at it to find the truth. In this way, now to burn all the bridges, and helpful. This is helpful, like coming now to show you contradictions, crookedness in the Quran in this way to help you. First, I found direct verses which destroyed Tawheed and polytheism against polytheism diets. Now this way, one by one. Let's see. Then he became afraid of them and all this. He should not be afraid of them. So this is also a crookedness of the Bible verses. This is not, but he says, his Allah says that they've changed it and this and that. The Jews and the Christians have changed their book. So angels refusing food and coming to Abraham as men, even to Bibi Maryam, but I'm not there. I'm here now on Abraham's case and how he reasons and how he. So, security also on the topic of security. Indeed, it is Allah who is the continual provider. So, why are you dependent on those associates for providence, for food? Ayat, security, peace, and protection from sins provided along with Allah. Along with Allah. You will see those from the Quran verses. B. Now this is number B. Security along with Allah. How does it come down to the believers who believe in one God? And Surah Baqarah 125 and mention when we made the house, i.e. the Kaaba, place of return for the people and a place of security. Do you see this in red? A place of security, right? Where's my, I think I've lost it, my stylus. So do you see this red thing? Oh, I must have fallen somewhere. Bold. The red, written in red, written or put in red here, the ayat. A place of security and take, O believers, from the standing place of Abraham, a place of prayer. Now you say, yes, of course, Zara. That verse says there is security only for those who believe in one God. Right. And not for the polytheists who have lied against God, given a lie and worship others than with God or besides God, right? So that, where's my stylus? I've, God knows what. So this, yes, but remember this security in these objects, in the object, in this house. Polytheists, against polytheists, you're saying these are objects, idols made of stone, things like that. How they can neither harm you nor can they benefit you. But since Abraham has made this, so in other ways, I'm coming against your reasoning, your Islamic, the reasoning that you get from the Quran is not just, is it? Not fair if we come like this with reason. Since objects here, and what Jerome has given, the stone here, you can see the comments in the live chat, even the Hajar Aswad, black stone. You have to kiss it. Umar al-Khattab kissed it. Mm. And and Jesus said about a stone, didn't he? The side stone which the builders, right? So you see how they worship, and then the Christians also. But you know what Jesus said? I found this in the Bible a long time ago when I had the Bible in my hand. Um, the stone, the builders, uh, the stone, the builders, or who was it? Uh, what was it? Bible verse. They, what did they do with this? There is a stone, right? Maybe Jesus is talking in parables, the Christians would say. In Psalm, this is Old Testament. Jesus is the stone you builders rejected, which has become the cornerstone, which the Muslims would say is in Makkah. Cornerstone. Cornerstone. It's yeah. Jesus talks in parables. So this is in Psalms 118, verses 15 to 27. The builders rejected. Stone the builders rejected. So it's a parable, and it's allegorically said. Thank you. Whichever. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. Rejected. Todaydevotional.com. No copyrights infringement intended, right? Psalms. Okay, so this is what Jesus says that the builders rejected the stone, about the stone. Jesus is a stone, or Simon will be the stone the church. So it's like allegorical, representing Jesus. Who will build the church? Simon? Jesus said. Okay, so now where am I? After Surah Baqarah ayat 125, place of security. No, not after. I'm on this ayat. And take, O believers, from the standing place of Abraham, a place of prayer. So, what would happen if you do that? Would you go near to Allah? Like in Surah Zumar, those who worship awliya say we worship them to have nearness to Allah. And we charged Abraham and Ishmael, saying, purify my house for those who perform tawaf, circumambulate, and those who are staying there for worship, and those who bow and prostrate. So, what was important? A place of security is outside of Allah, along with Allah, Abraham. Even though you say the believers are more entitled to security because they don't give a lie to that one God, and yet they have you have made yourself a place of worship for them, a house of Allah, it is called now, a place of security. It's made of stone, and it's very important. The Qibla, you have to now, all Muslims have to face that to pray 5 times daily. What else is there? Surah Maida 55, security for the believers. Yes, I agree. Security for the believers, but my point is, in other ways, there's someone outside or along with Allah who gives you security, peace, and protection. Like a stone house the Abraham built. And Surah Maida, your only guardians are Allah, His messenger and fellow believers who establish prayer and pay alms tax with humility. And how the Shias take this, your only waliyakum are Allah, along with so there's association also for wali, guardian. And keep with this company the truthful, the best guard, the best companions ever. Another ayat, the truthful, the martyrs. So the idol worshippers, if they had their own messengers whom they didn't divide, they said this is God on earth. or the stones they worship, you can see, and more. I'll show you some other things about stones and this and that you say. Abraham says, Al Imran, verse 31, say, O Muhammad, if you should love Allah, then follow me. So Allah will love you and forgive you your sins. You have to follow Prophet Muhammad. So one Allah worshippers only have to follow Prophet Muhammad, who will then Allah will forgive you your sins. So you will have protection against sins. No one is, you're all sinners. But what can you do? You can be believers and then God will forgive you and follow Muhammad if you love Allah. But what's the important thing here in Al Imran verse 31? Forgive. Allah will love you and forgive you your sins. Follow me. Muhammad says, follow me. So Quran only people, no, you have to follow Prophet Muhammad. Surah, also that point. Surah Baqarah, ayat 48. And their prophet said to them, the sign of his dominion is that in his reign the ark, wherein is inner peace peace for you, will be brought back to you, and the sacred relics left behind by the houses, the family of Musa wa Harun, born by angels. What will it do? It's also a sign of the dominion. Who will be the king, right? And it's a tabut, which has relics, ark, which has relics of the family, mind you, the house of Musa, family of Musa wa Abraham, wa Harun, sorry, not Abraham here. So why am I repeating Al Imran? Oh, sorry, Surah Al verse. Musa wa Harun, his brother, born by angels. Where's the peace? Where's the peace? It will bring peace to you, wherein is inner peace for you. Where's the peace? In this tabut, right? In this tabut that you have to make sacred. Kiss it. Go near it. It's very sacred. Reverence, pay reverence to it. So the stones you worship, the idols you made polytheists, niches, lies. What else is there? Yeah, the tabut, you see, tabut fi sakinatun min rabbikum. God has sent sakina. Your Lord has sent sakina in this tabut, in this ark. And it has relics of the family, not only Moses and Harun only, but the family of Moses. It says house here, but there are other translations. Ale or Beit, Ale Musa, Ale Harun, carried by angels. Truly, that is a sign for you, if indeed you are people of faith. So these objects outside of Allah, along with Allah, very important. If you think you don't want to worship, you shouldn't be worshiping these, then you're not doing that. What shall I say? The sacred animals for Hajj, pilgrimage, they sacrifice, put garlands, they're sacred. And then you kill them. Oh God, to eat them or what? Surah 66, ayat 4, why am I here? Oh, the helper. then surely Prophet's helper is Allah, protector. And after that, Gabriel and all righteous believers. And the angels are all his supporters. Sorry, I'm not reading the whole ayat. Along with whom? The messenger. And now for the messenger, Allah is his protector. And after that, and Gabriel and all righteous believers. And the angels are all his supporters. Oh, Abraham. Well, at least you said they did. The reason why you said that was different, but I'm just proving coming from another way from that ayat. Security. Along with Allah, you have all this security along with Allah. Not in His divinity. Don't tell me. Not in His divinity. Because I've proven that wrong too. Surah Tawbah ayat 103. Take, O Muhammad, from their wealth a charity by which you purify them and cause them increase and invoke. It's invoking Allah's invoking upon them. What are you invoking upon them? In brackets is Allah's blessings. Pray for them. Indeed, your invocations are prayers are reassurance for them. Now there's someone other than Allah that is with believers, security for the believers. For the believers, I'm saying not the polytheists, right? But isn't there along with Allah, outside of Allah, Allah has made all these things security for you believers. So Allah is sufficient. Allah is not sufficient even for Prophet Muhammad here in Surah 66, ayat 4. Along with Allah comes Gabriel and all the righteous believers and angels are his supporters. You say we don't worship them. So your reasoning is not good, not good. Okay? And Surah Tawbah at 103, another translation of the same ayat. Indeed, your prayer is a source of tranquility for them, security and tranquility. Like, his prayer will bring that tranquility, which will give you security in the end, right? But whose prayer? Prophet's prayer for you. So there's someone along with Allah that needs to pray for you, for you to get purity, cleanse you, cleanse them, and bring about their growth in righteousness, now in brackets, and pray for them. Indeed, your prayer is a source of tranquility for them. Allah is all hearing, all knowing, and sufficient. Yes. So you get all the security, but I'm showing you that it's not only one Allah, that Abraham do not associate anyone with Allah, raised a point against the idol worshippers, polytheists. And now there's one point I need to mention in this conclusion. Now we've come to a conclusion. In my conclusion about these ayats, worth mentioning could be this, that discourse between, this could be, sorry, mentioning, could this be a discourse between Jews and polytheists of that time, during the time of Prophet Muhammad? And he stole it and all this. Because it doesn't, things don't add up to that. This is the true Quran coming from Allah, and that it came on Prophet Muhammad on his heart by the Holy Spirit, trusted Spirit. This seems to be like a discourse between the polytheists and the Jews of that time, and Christians, maybe, perhaps, but moreover, the Jews, that's why they were given the Yathrib they live peacefully together, Makkah, polytheists, and Jews in Yathrib. Because you see, the Jews also had in the Exodus to kill the polytheists and go to their lands and kill them and take their land. Like in Surah Azab, we are told this prophet and the believers should do. Surah Azab 26. So maybe when the Jews came or were there and the polytheists, They were having a discourse that, in your Exodus is this, but seems like a discord more than between the Jews and the polytheists, more than a Quran coming on Prophet Muhammad's heart by the trusted spirit and being a true revelation. This point I needed to put in for the conclusion also about this. Then what do we have? Uh, so you get it what I mean. Okay, there's one time God saved Abraham from idol worshippers. He didn't need anyone's prayer. He didn't need the angels' help, not even the archangel's help. We are told, and it's a hearsay. I've heard it. I don't know. I haven't checked the hadith on that. I do confess. Even recently, I didn't check it, but just to mention that when archangel, it's out of the Quran. It's not mentioned in the Quran ayats that Abraham said, I don't need your help, to Gabriel also. So there was a direct help without the help of angels. God said in Surah Anbiya 21, Surah of the Quran, ayat 69, we said, fire be cool and safe for Abraham, right? So this I had to mention to be fair and square. Now we have a little bit on this seeking means of approach to Allah. Again, you see, like here in Surah 39, Ayat 3, unquestionably for Allah is the pure religion, which I have in this live stream tried, come to this ayat telling you, referring to this ayat. Those who take protectors besides Him say, we only worship them that they may bring us nearer to Allah. And then against it is in Surah Al Imran, verse 35. O you who have believed, fear Allah and seek the means of nearness, seek means of approach to Him, seek means to Him, and strive in His cause that you may succeed. Where is Allah sufficient? You have to seek means of approach here along with Allah. Like methods, some say, the Sunnis say it's only like namaz, Hajj, this, fasting, zakat, Hajj, this, that. But not Prophet Muhammad. In the hereafter, he'll be an intercessor. Some Muslims are confused about whether there is. No, they're not even confused. They're sure that there's no intercession in the Quran. But it's said in Ayatul Kursi, he permits intercession who he pleases. And there are other intercessions implied in the Quran. And one ayat very close to intercession is this one that the Shias quote from the Quran and give us. Fear Allah. Okay, no one else. So believers, fear Allah and seek means. Like to fear Allah is to seek means, to obey His commands, His ways, seeking means of approach to Him. But, like fear Allah and obey me. The Anbiyas say, the prophets say. Those two ayats I showed you earlier on. And then this private conversation I will do later, ayats on private conversation. So we've come to an end of this series, of this live stream, sorry. And so let's see, any questions here? Last time in my live stream I was listening, there was a little bit of like breakage in my live stream. I wish I could do it again, but I can't. And maybe on my other live channel, YouTube channel number 2, Zahra, number 2 channel, Truth Seeker, Ex-Shia, Ex-Muslim. I should have done that. So sorry, those subscribers there. I'm more subscribers now, some more on the second channel. but I haven't used it. It's just for a backing. So I should go on that channel also, and it'll be different. But in that previous live stream, there was some, uh, d- some breakage or something in between while I was saying, uh, so breakage in during the live stream. So I apologize for that, and I should do this again. I think worshippers of Allah have the right to security. No, no, no. Which one was it? The Supreme giving life to the dead, destroy. Simplest contradiction in Quran. No debate required, but going ahead with it, I had reached somewhere. Yeah, I did a lot on. So the previous live stream, more on this. Going ahead, look how he's no. Where was it? Continued. Stopped at your companion is not mad. Yeah, continuing from here in my notes. So thank you very much. I'll let's see what I do. So any objections? Anything? So this was just an addition to help you. Otherwise, worshippers, I've already Supreme Creator giving life, whatever. Tawheed destroyed by two Quran ayats. You can see I've done a live stream on this much earlier on, right? So Surah 17, ayat 42, and Surah 81, ayat 20. And then Shia commentary, also the same as Sunni footnotes from Quran.com. Thank you. Thank you all. Right? So more on that. And then helping you as I try to burn all the bridges from other Quranites which go against polytheists. And I found that it's not a it's not what you call it like the ayats, like I now proved it. Whatever I proved here, it's wrong, right? You can associate with others with Allah, right? Even in your Islam, they're outside, something outside bringing you peace, bringing you security, objects which you say is not, they are not worthy of worship, our worship. Then isn't reverence a part of worship? And divinity. So, no, in Allah's divinity, we cannot. In Allah's divinity, do not. They're associating with Allah's divinity, but we don't associate. Allah has told us not to associate with His divinity anyone. And then you see that in His divinity, there is one. Because you said none is similar. What do you mean by in its divinity? I was also confused. I didn't know as a Shia that I would be confused. So in retrospect also, oh, I got it now. All that that I thought I wanted to find out about my religion in this case also. It's wrong. My religion, Shia Islam also is wrong and unjust towards the polytheists. Now it's becoming clearer, more clearer. I thought that when I studied these things, it would become clearer, but it went against my religion. Questions had propped up in my mind, but I was just not like, I didn't have that much knowledge. Even now, explaining to you, I understand, but on Facebook, like I wrote, I'm nervous. I don't know. So, you see what I've written on Facebook recently? Like a very light-hearted. Um, I've got it, but I don't know how to explain it. I'll try my best on YouTube live stream. If I fail, no award. Ha ha ha. No, maybe even execution. It's okay, dude. Just give your best, do what you can. Listen, I'm nervous about this topic I will be discussing on live stream YouTube. If I err, it's to my own detriment, but not the way the Prophet said it in the Quran. That's not right. It's not to your own detriment, it's to those detriment who follow you and who are supposed to follow you, the Quran ayat goes, and maybe maybe be executed. Okay, so if I've missed anything, I apologize, errors, omissions, not being able to explain this properly. Thank you for the side help, Jerome. God bless you. Thank you, Ram Ram. I will check this. Wow, this is some amazing news. Indian Muslims are leaving. 1.2 crore Muslims have left Islam in India, Ram Ram says. Now with the Zahraji, have you read the Pew research report that 1.2 crore Muslims have left Islam in India? Hope they live elsewhere also. So I'm here to help you Muslims to see more of the, not the fundamental ayats, but from the other ayats, you know, every day remind you that if, to give you the courage also to leave more surety that this is a false religion. I will keep coming back, and I'm with you in your pain, in your shock, or whatever you may be going through, and to and if you're going through any doubts also, let's burn our bridges, right? Making wanting to make it clearer and clearer and surer, like this. It could have been very easy for me just, to spend time on this and having problems, impediments. I mean, I just destroyed Tawheed, and I would have left, taken a holiday from this. So then I think I'm coming close to the leaving. I mean, showing that Islam is a false religion. I don't know what I'll do after that with my channel. So thank you, subscribers. Thanks so much. God bless you. Thank you, supporters, all those who have made this freely available for us. Screen. Otherwise, I would have died, been killed or something even, or punished severely. I mean, you've saved my life. And the United Nations, UDHR, for giving us that freedom of religion as a right that this religion took away from us. Jerome, thank you also. I don't know how, I mean, I'm so, I don't know how to thank you all. Social media, YouTube, Facebook, screencast available, websites, Muslim websites, Islamic websites, Shia websites, Muslim, for that, Ismailis, uh, available websites for free. So much for free here. Thank you so much. Jerome, you can look at Jerome, the side notes here. Sahih al-Bukhari, he gives hadiths, helping Sunni Muslims, even who Ahl Sunnah, who go for with the Quran and the Hadith, but but the Quran main, and so Sahih al-Bukhari 1597 says Jerome has written here. Omar came near the black stone and kissed it and said, "No doubt, I know that you are a stone and can neither benefit anyone nor harm anyone. Had I not seen Allah's messenger kissing you." Hajj is idol worship too, then. Kissing it makes no harm, no nor benefit, says Omar. Yes, Omar was Omar was before a polytheist, and he was much against Allah's messenger. And I think what he's trying to drive a point here is that, this messenger um, saying things against polytheists, like I am trying to drive a point using Allah. So it's wrong. Muhammad made the satanic verse that intercession of Al-Uzza and Al-Manat and Quranic is important. Everything in Quran was crooked. Yes, this verse, satanic verse is not in the Quran. Jerome, you're back. Who had come long time ago? I said, please give me the. You see, the Shias don't believe in this hadith, which says that satanic verses came out of him, but they're not recorded in the Quran at all. And the Shias don't believe in that this hadith, which says the Sunnis, some Muslims believe in this hadith that satanic verses came out, and they were not put in the Quran. They were not added in the Quran. They were just cancelled. But the hadith has come that the intercession of Al-Uzza and Al-Manat and Quranic is important. So I can't, only to mention this is for the Sunnis, maybe not even the Quran onlys, and the Shias definitely not. Okay, so thank you, Jerome, for all your side help here. Thank you much. Hope you listened to this and got something out of this, my notes and the live stream. My explanation, I hope I explained it clearly. If I haven't, I'll try to come back. Maybe I'll be worse than before because I'm deteriorating. My condition is not that great. I'm not that alert, also. But trying my best to explain and be fair and square and be truthful and honest and as a learner also. So if I make any mistakes that you find I see that you're honest about, I will definitely look at the criticism against me or correcting me. Then I can say I stand corrected about this. But please be honest. Okay? Thank you very much. God bless you all. Ram Ram Ji, Ram Ram Ji. Jai Hind Aapka. Or आप भी जय और Jerome, thank you very much. God bless you. And Ram Ram Ji, God bless you, your country, your family, your loved ones, your friends. God bless you, your country, your family, your loved ones, your friends. Always much. Ram Ram, Jerome, all of you who have come here, listened, even quietly. Much grateful to you all. And special thanks to Ram Ram and Jerome for all this. Thank you. Have a wonderful, most beautiful day. Growing in beauty, wonder every day. Blessings also, if you believe in God and His blessing. If not, atheists also, all the best to you. Okay? Keep your mind open, your heart open. God knows. I don't know. But wishing you the best, even to the atheists, ex Muslims, and all who come here. Have a beautiful, wonderful day always.